Now that your girl's recording, let's go ahead and let's get into this next damn video, shall we? Now, Tommy, shout outs to you. The sassy man error. Oh my goodness, this is about to be a very interesting topic within itself. So let's go ahead, let's get into this video, y'all. Let's do it.
As a man, according to the internet's new rules, you officially get categorized as two groups nowadays. You're either group A.
Don't forget, I'm invincible.
Or you're either group B.
Alright guys, on 3 we're gonna take a boomerang.
Y'all going to, wait, hold on. Y'all going to Dunkin' for matcha? I know it is that, you know, I'm a matcha now, you know? It's cooler, it's smoother, it's matcha. I understand that video went viral, but I'm telling you, as somebody it is that drink matcha, you don't ever want to drink matcha that look like this color. This right here, no, you don't want that. You don't want that. Dunkin' don't got it when it comes down to matcha. You gotta go to like a Japanese or like an Asian cafe, you know what I mean? Because the more of a green color the matcha is, the better the taste is. Yeah, but yeah, my matcha at Dunkin' is nasty. Don't do that.
Okay? So 1, 2, 3.
You look stupid, bro.
And I speak for all men when I say we only classify as these and it's impossible to fit another category. Anyways, y'all, the talk of the
You said I see people eating pho too. I'm one of those people. I love pho.
interweb for the past couple of years has been that men are getting quote unquote soft. But it's been really ramping up from last year to now when people have been talking more about it. And the majority of the time, the main people saying this are men online, obviously. Whether it just be a comment on a post, an alpha male podcaster saying humanity is falling because of it. But another category of people that I also haven't seen mentioned that say it too is women online. I always have to say this because people are sped. Not all women are like that and say men need to be more manly and less sassy online. But usually the people I see mention that say it are the alpha gurus and male podcasters. And I don't usually see women mentioned in the conversation about it. They have another name for it too. They call it the quote-unquote sassy man apocalypse. And how it works is it'll be a man posting something on TikTok of them doing a more feminine-like activity. Could be something like doing Pilates. And before someone's like, huh, well, Tommy, those are perfectly normal activities that any gender can— Shut up! Calm your ass down. This ain't a Twitter comment section. We all know anyone can do these activities. Like, I don't have to explain when I say a feminine activity. And whenever a man posts him doing one of these activities, you'll at least get a couple of people in the comments saying, why is he acting so zesty or sassy? And it don't even gotta be something crazy for real. Like, a man could record himself and be drinking matcha in the video. And you'll have some people in the comments like, yo, bro, that's a little zesty. Why are you getting matcha and not pure black coffee? What am I gonna do with all these sassy men around? Like, why are you drinking the girly drinks? As a man on the internet, if you post you doing something like that, you really won't win. If you post you doing something slightly perceived as a feminine thing, you'll get hate from men and women. And I think this whole thing stems from older generations. Since Gen Z before was raised by older generations that usually followed the traditional ways, a lot of us have carried these ways to our adulthoods. And you can pick out the good and bad between the things that we were taught compared to now. I'm not here to be a therapist and get everyone's perspective on how that lifestyle has affected them for good or bad. There's traditional things that work for some people and some don't, simple as that. But there's definitely things we can all universally agree on that they were low-key tripping over as men back in the day. Looking back at it, I couldn't live as a man like 20 to 30 years ago. Because you had to be boring as and fit in or your ass was gonna get flamed. A good example is like wearing pink. Back then, would not dare to touch the color pink because they knew if they did, they would probably get roasted by their friends or their family would think they're zesty. Shoot.
Man, listen, in junior high school, if there was like some pink, back when it is, everybody was in like the big, like, you know, Soldier Boy era, big ass t-shirt with the baggy jeans and stuff. But if you came across some Jordans that had the color pink in it, that's when I really started seeing that. You know, when you started seeing people like Cameron and Dipset with the whole pink fit, you know what I mean? That's when guys really started like doing that, or at least out here in the East Coast or New York, that started being a thing. But now I see plenty of guys that wear pink. Like they will wear pink and white, pink and black. It don't matter. It's like, it's cool to see that now.
Dude, up until my elementary school years, we still had that mindset. I'm not gonna lie, it didn't really change. And even something like skincare. Bro, you couldn't even take care of your skin without a potentially giving you the gay allegations. Men low-key lived like cavemen back then. A lot of the fashion we wear too nowadays, they would think is zesty back then. You couldn't even put that on without getting the allegations. Like, it was just crazy. And I think the good thing about our generation is we're saying basic like you can actually dress good and wash your face can happen without you getting the zesty allegations or being made fun of by your friends. But clearly some people are still entrenched into that old mindset. You got people like FitX Fearless, who I'm sure some of y'all have heard of, but if
Who? Who? I'm today years old. Figure out who this is. Who is this?
that old mindset. You got people like FitX Fearless, who I'm sure
You said who for real? I'm today years old. You have a very little ass button up that you got on right now. You about to bust through the seams. What? And you're doing like a podcast? I feel like it is you a type of person to go ahead and be argumentative.
some of y'all have heard of, but if you don't know, he's another one of those alpha gurus who has his own course on how to become rich and handsome. And people actually pay to get advice on how to improve their looks from him.
Like these girls, they want Duke Dennis. They don't want me.
Damn.
It's not fair.
Oh, shut the hell up.
They want the jewelry, rich guy. They want everything. They don't want a regular Joe.
He built himself. Ain't nobody gave that dude shit. He built himself. You motherfucker get every dude at the finish line and be like, oh, why do women want him? Because he tried.
And he's one of those people I feel like that holds the traditional mindset from the past completely, because he's always complaining about the new generation and the styles people are rocking now. Like, he just hates any man that wears something baggy and thinks it looks childish. And he has multiple videos of him saying it makes you look homeless and dumb.
I'm gonna keep telling y'all dress like little kids. I don't care what anybody say, bro. The classy man.
There's no shot. There's no shot. Y'all are playing with me. Y'all clearly are playing with me. You're playing with my emotions. What is this? What is this, bro? Is he Dominican? Because this would be the only reason why it is that logically this would make sense to me. Is he Dominican? I need to know some things. So you're just known for wearing these extra small ass shirts, bro. You are busting through every seam of shirt that you put on. He said he Haitian. I don't want to sit there and think it is that all Haitian people wear some tight ass shit like that. You know what I mean? I don't want to think that. You know, wait, golly, I see his nipples pulsing. The print not printing. Damn. He said, Stanley, is this your people? Wow.
It's always the best looking man. Nobody could beat that guy. I don't give a damn what you say, bro. I don't give a damn about no new trends, this baggy clothes bullshit that you idiots think look cool. You don't look like a man. I don't give a damn what you think. Stop wearing baggy clothes. They make you look homeless. The losers on the internet want you to believe that a guy who dressed classy, a guy who wears fitted clothes, something is wrong with him. Not the guy who looks homeless and wears baggy clothes that is quote unquote comfortable. The problem with this is you don't command respect with your image.
I'm sorry, bro, but I'm not trying to look like The Rock from the 90s every time I step out the house, or dress like I'm going to a wedding every day.
Nah, this nigga look like it is that he be at brunch. He get the bottomless mimosas. He's definitely somebody that gets bottomless mimosas. There's no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind, bro. No doubt in my mind. Like, you wholeheartedly said, hold on, let me go ahead and let me pose real quick. You know what I mean? Like, this. This is unserious.
Day. Some occasions deserve the fitted clothes and some deserve the baggy clothes. That's all it is. Because fashion has always been the one thing that's progressed and changed depending on its time. So why would you want to stay one style forever without trying different things? If people treated fashion like his thinking forever, then we'd still be wearing those 1800s outfits. This is the type of thinking older generations still have though. Like he low-key gives me the vibes of what a woman in her 50s but thinking older generations still have though. Like he
his shoulder. Okay, so his shoulders is the muscles here that. Oh, okay, all right. So you have the neck, and then you have this that like right here, like these, and then you actually got the arms. Okay, all right. You said it looks like implants. The traps. Thank you. You said focus, Ari. You think it is that I'm trying to do that? This? Him? No.
Okay, gives me the vibes of what a woman in her 50s would dream as their one-night stand. Universally with fashion though, I think we've all been way more open to changing up things in our generation. I mean, in 2017, we're dressing like this and we realized, all right, we gotta change this up. But then you go out actually putting that on and you're gonna have some older family member side-eyeing you, thinking you might swing the other way because you wanted to dress nice. A thing you'll hear some women say online is the phrase, men used to go to war. And it's used as an insult online, usually when it's a man doing something perceived more feminine. When I say perceived more feminine too, it really doesn't even have to be that. It could just be him doing something fun. It's to the point where some of them will literally record random men.
You think it looks tiny? Nah, this isn't that bad. This not that bad, you know?
In public to make fun of them for it.
The man's just in here minding his business. That's crazy.
Like all bro did in the first video was drink a frappe he bought with his hard-earned money. And all they did in the other was take a picture at a staircase. And by the way,
the bed frame is a little big, I ain't gonna lie.
There's a more than 100% chance men built those stairs. So I'd be damned as a man if I can't take pictures of something I build. I'll take a million pictures if I want to. The whole men used to go to war thing doesn't make sense to me because for one, millions of men still do go to war all over the world. Like, do you not read the news or something? There's about a war started every week nowadays. And for the men at war in the past, do you think they actually wanted to be there? Men had zero choice but to be in the war. They would literally draft your name out of a hat and you had to be in the field.
I'm thinking about it if I want to go ahead and just get the sound panels, or do I just want to wait until it is you know, we get into the official place, but we shall see.
Or your ass was getting sent to prison to eternally be a named Bubba's prison wife. Also, there's a lot of countries where men around the world are still required to be in the military. Like in South Korea, BTS had to stop for a while because some of the members had to do their mandatory military service. And this type of president to me probably isn't the best thing to set, because if y'all really do want it to go back to men fighting in wars and stuff, as a man, as soon as you turn 18, you're getting sent on your way to serve your duties, then be prepared as a woman. If you don't cook for your husband one day, you and the children got a 50% chance of getting beat that night. Because that's what the older generations of men did. Like, I really don't think you want to be in that generation. And then you go in the comment sections of these videos and it's women saying things like, men are so princessy now, or so many princesses. I also get confused by this too, because isn't it mainly women saying men need to be more tapped in their emotions? Like, for decades, the complaint has always been that men are so emotionless and never like to express themselves. And that definitely is true a lot of times. You try to talk to any man over 60 about mental health or therapy and they go, mental health? My mental health was working 128-hour work weeks at 10 years old and walking 5 miles to school after and then walking 5 miles back to finish the day. Then going on my grandpa's boat and fishing 5 fish a day for the entire family to eat. Mental health is something you made up after the 2000s. That was my impression of a blue-collar worker. Then
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I will say the worst thing about it is with men, because yes, us as women, we do say we want men to be more expressive with their feelings and stuff like that. But then you come across women, it is that you use that against men. And just when he thought it is that he felt a level of vulnerability or feeling safe with you, you fuck it up. And boy, do you mess that up for the next women afterwards. Because then now he has that level of like, oh, well, I can't go ahead and be open with this because this happened to me. You know?
And when men nowadays actually try to express themselves, we're sassy and princesses. This just shows me that a lot of y'all saying this will say one thing online, then act completely different when it comes to actual situations. Now, I obviously don't think all the women saying men used to go to war are serious and they're just joking, but it's one of those things where it's so many people saying it, everyone can't be joking about it. I didn't realize this until I grew up, but in our generation, there's still a ton of women that want to live that more traditional lifestyle. Because all you would see on ads and online for years, it was all about independence for women and living that lifestyle, which if it works for you, that's amazing, you know, I don't got no complaints. But then as I grew up and would ask the women around in my life what they wanted for the future, you know, when I became college age and everybody's trying to figure out what they want to do with their life, I would hear a surprising amount of them saying the more traditional thing and maybe working a side job just so they're not bored. Nothing wrong with that either. Should I know in the future for me, I'm gonna provide the best I can for whoever I'm with. As long as the relationship is healthy, it really shouldn't concern anyone. Then a couple of years ago, that thing blew up on TikTok called Trad Wives, where it's pretty much women talking about their traditional lifestyle and what they live like. Can this lifestyle turn into a toxic thing? Yes. But that's why you have to have a group of good people around you to tell you when it may be turning into that. You know, it can turn real quick from happily married with kids and living your dream lifestyle to you overcooking the chicken one day and getting RKO'd on the dining room table. I think there is a correlation of this type of lifestyle starting to trend more and more.
Jedi, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Jester. You ain't gonna catch me with that tongue twister this time. Nope. I did it right the first time.
And you know, men getting called sassy and zesty and online. You know, this is just my view, but I wasn't really seeing this ramp up like this until recently. People be forgetting there's a large amount of women who also have the traditional mindset of thinking too. Anyways, to wrap everything up, as a man, you shouldn't be crashing out and angry over your girl asking you if you want to get a pedicure with her, and be worried you're gonna get perceived as sassy online if people see it. Maybe it's just the name. If they called it a manly feet cleaning, I wonder if more men would be open to doing it. Like, it's fine to take care of your skin and make sure you're looking right. And you can do all this while also doing the traditional, more manly stuff. Like locking in with the gym and lifting and providing for whoever you're with in life. I could just never take it serious if another person is trying to call me sassy online because of something. So yeah, let me know what y'all think. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.
Very interesting video. Ooh, yo, Peg with the gifted sub to Vintage. I appreciate you. Thank you. Very interesting video. But yes, you know, there's plenty of guys that I know that go ahead and get like pedicures and get their nails like, you know, manicured and cleaned up and everything. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Trust me, if men ain't organically doing that themselves, I promise you, they gonna get a girlfriend that's gonna be like, hey, listen, babe, let me just go ahead and let me just pop it, you know, let me just do the facial for you. You gonna get hit with it one way or another. But Tommy, shout outs to you. Thank you so much for the video. Shout outs to y'all in the chat. And shout outs to you at home. I will catch y'all in the next video.
Oh, chosen trickster.